Good morning, class.
Good morning.
So now that we all know about adding and subtracting, we are going to learn how to add and subtract fractions. So I'm going to start off with a question. Let's think about pi for a sec. What do we know about pi?
It's a circle.
Yes. How do we serve pi?
Cut it in half, and then in half, and then like pizza.
Okay, and so pi is a good way to demonstrate how we think about fractions. So we can cut it in half, we can cut it in fourths, we can cut it in any number of pieces, usually pretty equal because it's a circle. And so since we're going to learn about fractions, just want to get you thinking about how to use fractions in your everyday life and how you might think about fractions already. And so here are our lesson outcomes for today. Penelope, can I get you to read the lesson outcomes?
Students will be able to add and subtract fractions with like and unlike denominators. Students will be able to convert fractions to have the same denominator.
Okay, very awesome. So here are the steps of how to do problems like this. So first off, when you're given fractions like that, 1/2 and 1/3, you write out the fractions and then you check denominators. If they have the same denominator, you don't need to change anything and you can just add or subtract across in the numerator. If they do not have the same denominator, you find the least common multiple, and that is the lowest number that both of those numbers go into evenly. We'll get to that in a sec. After that, you multiply the denominators to get the least common multiple, and then you multiply the numerators by the same number. And then you add across or subtract across, and if needed, simplify. So the first problem I will be showing you how to do is 1/4 plus 1/6. Okay, and here are blank pieces of paper, so you can follow along and do math along with. Does anyone need a writing utensil? I haven't mentioned that. Okay, cool. So, the first step is done. We have written out fractions. And now we will check the denominators. They are not the same, 4 and 6 are not the same number. So we have to find the least common multiple. Now the easiest way to do this is to multiply these two numbers together. And usually you'll get the least common multiple. However, in some cases this is not the case. So can anyone think of a number that is smaller? Actually, let's multiply them first. So 4 times 6 is 24. Can anyone think of a smaller number that both of these numbers can go into?
12.
Yes. So if we have the number of 12, we take it down here. So if we take 4 and divide it by 12, we get 3. So 4 times 12, 4 times 3 is 12. And 6 times 2 is 12. And so now we have our matching denominators on the bottom. And so now that we found the least common multiple, we multiply the numerators by the same number as the denominators. So as we multiply 4 times 3, multiply 1 times 3, and multiply 1 times 2. So 1 times 3 is 3, and 1 times 2 is 2. And we add across, so 3 plus 2 is 5. And we don't change the denominators because that is a rule of fractions, of adding and subtracting, keep the denominator the same across. So we have our answer, 5/12. And so now that we followed all these steps, we get to simplify. So simplify means to reduce these numbers by a number that goes into both of these. So a number that both of them are divisible by. 5 and 12 are not divisible by any of the same numbers, so this is our final answer, 5/12. So that is an example of how to add fractions together. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, so, okay, I'll just erase this. So, now we're going to try to do a problem together. So, the next example Okay, so now we're going to take these same steps except subtract fractions now. So every step is the same, except for at the end we subtract the fractions and don't add them together. So we have 2/3 minus 1/5. So now that we've written out the fractions, we check the denominators. Are they the same number?
No.
Okay. So now we have to find the least common multiple. Can anyone tell me an easy way to find the least common multiple?
Multiply.
Yes. So what is 3 times 5?
15.
15. So we take this, we multiply it by 5, take this, multiply it by 3, and we get 15. 15. So then we multiply these two by the same number. So what is 2 times 5?
10.
And what is 1 times 3?
3.
Alright. And so what is 10 minus 3?
7.
7. And does the denominator stay the same all the way across?
Yes.
Yes. So have 7/15. Can that be simplified at all? Correct. So now we have 7/15, which is the final answer. Any questions on that? Feel pretty confident about it?
Yeah.
Awesome. So now that we've walked through it and learned the process, we'll give you all a problem to do, and you'll work it out on your own. And then I will ask a few of you to possibly come up and show us how you did it. So we have so each of you will get one problem, and you'll work it out. If you have any questions, please ask. Okay, so Osamichi, you do this problem, and Penelope, Mara, and Connie, and Chelsea. So I'll give you a few minutes to do that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And then in a few minutes I will ask just one of you to come up and show us your work through it. Alright. You may not be done, that's fine. Who is done with a problem? Their problem. Alright. Connie, would you like to come up and work out your problem on the board?
Yes.
Alright.
Do I come out?
Yeah, you just put them up and you can take this marker and show us what you did. Perfect. Awesome stuff. Okay, so she multiplied these together, and then multiplied these by the same number, and got 1421 over 3 over 21, which equals 17 over 21, which is the correct answer. Very nice. So, that is how you add and subtract fractions. Yes?
I have a question. On my number, I noticed, one we didn't practice yet, but 12 and 2,
Yes.
they're common. So if they have like denominators, instead of multiplying by them by each other, what would you do?
Okay, so if you have a number like 12, and 2 goes into 12 evenly 6 times, you would only multiply 2 by a number because
12 is already.
12 is already big enough number. I don't know how to technically explain it, but let's work out that problem. So this number we keep the same because it already is 12, and so 2 times what is 12? 6. So you would take, multiply by 6, both of them, so you would get 7/12 minus 6/12, and 7 minus 6 is 1. So okay, thank you for that question. Sorry I did not clarify that easier. Okay, does anyone have any other questions about that problem? Okay, cool. Well, that is lots for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.